Yo, welcome back to the channel. This is REXTECH, where we share the good news of the cloud, where we spread the good news of the cloud. Today, we'll be talking about how I am preparing for day one at Amazon, my new job. So it's been about 2 weeks, a couple of weeks since I've left my previous role, and I'll be talking to you about how I'm using that time to prepare for day one. I've spoken to my manager and I'll be telling you some of the advice he's given me. And I'll also be sharing with you, some of the advice and tips that others have given me on LinkedIn and also Twitter. And these are coming directly from Amazonians, past and present, right? So let's get to it. As soon as I got my offer from AWS, I had put in my 2 weeks. And within those 2 weeks in my last role, it was a lot of downtime doing some offboarding. So what I decided to do is after work, I actually decided this is a great time for me to study for a new certification. What cert was that? It was the AWS AI Practitioner Certification, which I actually passed. And I actually did a video just this week explaining to you how I prepared for that, what are the resources I use for that. And I think that is going to be over here, either on this side or something, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so I passed that. And last week, also, I had a first meeting, introductory meeting with my 2B manager, or I guess it's my manager now, right, at AWS. And one of the last questions I asked him was, what can I do to put myself in a good position as I prepare for day one so I can succeed for onboarding, right? And guess what his answer was? His answer was to do nothing. To do nothing. So, and the main reason was that he said that I just want you to relax, chill, hang out with your family, hang out with your friends, just do chillaxing stuff. And for me, I'm very cryptic and very critical. So I was like, is he saying that because when I start it's going to be insane? So he wants me to really relax before, I don't know. But I'm glad that he said that, because I'm pretty sure going into Amazon, or once you get in, things do go a little bit crazy, right? So I think he was actually helping me and kind of like positioning me to just stay level-headed and relax a little bit before you start, right? But he did say, if you can't relax, if you're one of those people who just can't sit still and has to be doing something, he recommended that I read this book. So it's called Measure What Matters. Measure What Matters, and it's written by John Doerr. So it says how Google, Bono, and the Gates Foundation rocked the world with OKR. So OKR stands for Objectives and Key Results. And going to Amazon, there is a big leadership principle called Deliver Results, which is what I'll be doing a lot. And this is mainly written in kind of like someone who manages people, manages teams. I'm not a manager, but that deliver results of a leadership principle is something that I will be doing every single day. I also will be managing, customer engagements, team engagements, and also will be managing, I guess, my daily duties and also the projects that I will be doing. So this book right here is going to help me measure what matters. It says, so I have it right here, right? I haven't actually started reading this yet. But it says, focus on what matters, and allows us to measure progress towards your goals and create strategic alignment and stretch to achieve things we wouldn't have thought possible. Okay, so that's what I'm reading. I'm actually starting today. Should be able to finish this in like 3 days, hopefully. Oh yeah, I also wanted to show you all. Also this week when I made the announcement that I'm joining AWS on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube with the video, man, I literally went, I call it semi-viral, right? I'll show you all, right? Let me show you. So this is my LinkedIn here. So I have this post where I said I'm joining AWS, and it has 4,000 likes and whatever you call it. This one, when I actually introduced that I got a new job, I didn't say AWS, I got 2,000, right? So if I click this, man, I say semi-viral because I feel like viral is people who actually go get like 10K likes and stuff like that. So I got 4,000, 158,000 impressions. If I go back, there's also this one here. Pretty cool. Yeah, and then on Twitter also, shoot, 2.5. I think that's the highest I've ever gotten for anything. And it's the one where I said, I joined AWS. I got 1K on that. Now, so that's crazy. Now I got a bunch of freaking DMs and I got a bunch of messages, especially on the video that I released that I joined AWS. I'm also dropped that either here, you can click one of them to watch my celebratory thoughts on me joining AWS. I got the most views on that, right? On YouTube, out of every single video I've done. I also got a lot of DMs on messages on people asking for advice, asking for tips, asking for information about cloud, about joining AWS, joining Amazon, the interview process, all that stuff. And I can't necessarily answer and get to every single one of them individually because there's so many. I have like over hundreds of DMs on LinkedIn. Twitter, I have hundreds. And then on YouTube, I'm also trying to comment to most of them. But what I'm trying to do for you guys, to help me and to help you, the best thing I can do is put your questions of what you would like to be answered in the comments of this video. So what I would try to do is to scale my operations of me being able to answer all of them. I will try and address these questions in my upcoming videos, right? So one, I'm able to not only answer your question, but I'm pretty sure other people have the same question as you. So when you put it there and I address it, I'm also answering the question for many people, right? So I'm scaling my operations, hint, hint, cloud, scale, okay? So put those in the comments and I'll try and address them with each new video that I create, that I make, all right? So I made another post on LinkedIn and also Twitter, kind of doing some crowdsourcing to get information like advice and tips from past Amazonians and present Amazonians, asking them, giving me information or tips on what I can do to help put me in a good position to be successful in onboarding and then be successful at Amazon, right? So then I got a lot of freaking information from people who work at Amazon. Based upon what they said, I'm going to consolidate it and give it to you right now. So the first one is ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. I mean, this is one that it doesn't really matter if you're working at Amazon or not, but it is the way how you get information, right? If you do not ask, you will not receive. So ask questions, ask questions. That's a big one. They told me everyone is singing the same song. The other one is to join the mentorship program, right? So I think you can request for mentorship from some internal mentorship program that they have. I'm not working at AWS yet, so I don't necessarily know, but that was one of the advice I got. And then the other one is also network and get cool with people in a higher position than me. So the position I'm coming in is L5, which is like mid-level. So the higher level will be a senior level, which is L6. So getting cool with L6, L7, those who are in a higher position than me, because they can show me the ropes. They can also mentor me, because they can ask me, I can go to them and ask them, hey, am I doing the right things to position me in a good way, to get promoted or anything like that? Because they have done it already. They've been in L5 and they've been promoted to L6. They've been in L6, been promoted to L7. And then those people then possibly can become your sponsor when I want to get promoted. Because when you get promoted in AWS, it's a process, right? People also have to give their input on what you've done and, to help you bolster your case for you to be promoted, okay? All right, number 2, focus on the first 90 day ones of the onboarding. So the reason why I say 90 day ones, because in Amazon, AWS, it is always day one, every single day. So you get that time to really get engulfed and assimilated to life as an Amazonian. And that is the time when, I'm not gonna say not much is expected of you, because from the time you come in, much is expected of you. But that is a time where it is allocated for you to learn, for you to grow, for you to understand, for you to reach out to people, for you to find stuff, for you to figure out what is life. How does an Amazonian work? Like your job roles, who is connected to you, who interacts with you, your teammates, those outside your teammates who are still helpful, could be a resource to you. You're learning all of this stuff within those first 90 days. And then you also have a checklist, which is supposed to, accomplish, as like a roadmap to complete your onboarding. So focusing on that is one huge advice I've heard. They've said, make sure not to add any more to your plate, right? Like outside stuff, make sure not to add any more deadlines as already listed on the checklist of the onboarding, right? Just do what you're supposed to do, focus on what you're supposed to do, block everything on the outside, and I guess that is great advice for pretty sure anywhere else. But first 90 day ones, focus on that. The other one is talk to your manager about expectations. Expectations can be what can I do? What are some things that I can look towards or get my hands into that I might be interested in doing, and stuff that he sees more fit to achieving that goal of promotion or achieving my job duties and the expectations that he has for me on a daily basis to, deliver those results and really be able to, help our customers to achieve their goals. All right. So that's that. Now, the next one is set clear boundaries. Amazon is a behemoth of an organization. There is so much to do. And this one, it's gonna be tough for me. Something I'm gonna have to pay attention to, because I am the person who thinks he can take on the world and do everything at the same time. And I realized a lot of times that, I pushed myself too much and almost burnt out a little bit and had to step back. Now at Amazon, there is so many toys. It's like you're in a candy store. There's so many things you can do. There is an insurmountable amount of projects you can get put on if you want to. There's so many extracurricular things that you can do. There's just so many things you can do, okay? So for me to be mindful of that and to be like, block all the other stuff and focus on the things that actually add value to one, the goal, my objectives of my job, and also at that time onboarding, right? The 90-day ones. And my objective is to complete that and to make sure I set myself up for success. Everything else at that point doesn't matter. Okay, so that's that. The other one is being able to use and find the internal tools. So Amazon is huge. There are so many internal tools that can be used for communications, for getting information, for receiving resources, getting answers. And a big one that everyone is talking about is Slack. So the thing is that in Slack in Amazon, you can contact anyone that is an employee in AWS. As long as you know their name, you can message them. So that is a big resource that people have been said to use. If you need information, you need answers, check in Slack and be able to search in the Slack search bar, right? Because so many people actually put the answers to solving different problems in the Slack. And if you know how to search, you can find the answer to a problem you might have that somebody posted in the Slack 4 months ago, 6 months ago, 5 years ago, right? Using Slack efficiently, not just for communication, but also to receive information and to solve your problems and finding answers. So definitely Slack. So many people already told me, as soon as you start day one, message me. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna message everyone, but I have to try and at least message some of these people because they've reached out and they want to personally help and assist me on my journey at being successful at Amazon. And the last one is there is so many educational resources that is available for Amazonians, right? Being able to find that and take some of those courses. There's some even attached to different classes, some conferences, there's just a bunch of opportunities to educate yourself, right? On many different topics. Doesn't even necessarily have to be something technical. It could be being able to understand how to post on social media about Amazon stuff. That is one that someone told me about. Take that course that helps you to be able to express what you're trying to say and say it to the right audience on social media. And that's great. Y'all know I've been doing that for so long, right? But I would definitely want to take that course so I can learn the Amazonian way and also apply that to my personal way of how I post on social media, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and then now on YouTube. So that is all the tips and that's all the advice I've summarized. There's been more. These are the ones I'm just going to focus on for this video. I don't want it to get too long, right? All my videos are really freaking long. So if you sit here, you actually listen to me talk, I appreciate you. So that's the video. This is how I'm preparing for my day one at AWS, Amazon, on Monday, which is 3 days from now. And I hope this will be helpful for someone else. But this is also a great video for me to look at and to see where I started, what I did, and how I helped myself be put in a great position to succeed. So this is REXTECH signing out. And always remember, make sure to share the good news of the cloud. Oh, y'all see my AWS jacket. This actually was not sent to me by AWS. I got this from reInvent last year. So I have some AWS gear already. Hopefully I can get some more, but y'all see it. Y'all see the branding. All right, y'all, later.